One more video, one more time to talk about E3. This time, I'll be focusing on Nintendo's presentation, which was the only presentation of the day, and then give some final thoughts on E3 as a whole. Although Nintendo's presentation focused on only one main title, there were other ones that we're still going to talk about. Briefly, like they did, but still talk about them. The first game that Nintendo showed off was actually a mech game, to my surprise, called Daemon X Machina. It's got a really awesome cel-shaded look with some really smooth, almost Armored Core-like gameplay going on. Maybe not fast like Zone of Enders, but yeah, I think Armored Core is a fair comparison there. This announcement came out of nowhere, but I really suddenly want it. Cool, give it to me. Oh, and that soundtrack was metal as... A new DLC for Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is going to be coming out as well, as if that game didn't already absorb your life enough. Here's more! Look, I'm going to get it too, you know? That's what it is. It's what it is. I'm a simple man. If it's more content for a JRPG, I'm going to get it. I'm going to play it. As long as it's not a bunch of costumes that nobody cares about that are overpriced to begin with. Yes, more gameplay, more story, give it to me. Let's do it. Super Mario Party is coming to Nintendo Switch. Remember those friends that you all shared your friend codes with? Yeah, they won't be your friends much longer once you play them in this. I really like the dynamic that they showed in the trailer, though, where they combined two Switches together to form some of the mini-games. That was an interesting little twist. It kind of reminded me of when they first unveiled the Nintendo Wii U, actually, which I guess still feels like it was a prototype for Switch in this case. But, I mean, look, it's going to sell in droves. We all know that we're all going to play it, whether, you know, one of us gets it or a friend of ours gets it. And I am sorry in advance for all of the friends you're going to lose as a result of it. That's all. I'm warning you now. That's what happens. A true Fire Emblem sequel is finally coming out called Fire Emblem Three Houses. If the resale market value of every previous console version of a Fire Emblem game is any indication to you, you are going to want to get this one sooner than later. I'm definitely down for it. Fire Emblem series has always been pretty solid. I even liked Awakening, even though I know that one kind of drove people back and forth. The newest one could have been a little better, but hopefully this will be a good callback to form. We'll see soon. Fortnite is out for Nintendo Switch. Issues with accounts made on PS4 aside, this is actually really great, and I imagine just as many people are going to be playing it as they do on PC and mobile and everywhere else. In fact, this may be the alternative to mobile that some people were looking for. Just good on everybody's part, really, except PS4 users. Ugh. Overcooked 2 is coming! It's apparently a cooking game, and it's a sequel. I didn't know the first one existed, but there you go! It's back for you! Yes! You! Seriously, it could be good. I have no clue. A bunch of various games are actually being ported over to the Nintendo Switch. Hollow Knight was one of them that just came out recently, I believe. Really excellent game. I have it on Steam on PC myself. 100% recommend it if you're a fan of action-adventure 2D games and Metroidvanias. Right up your alley. Go for it. Dragon Ball FighterZ is another one. I know that's not how you actually say it. I know it's supposed to be Dragon Ball Fighters, but I'm gonna keep saying FighterZ forever. Fight me. Preferably in Dragon Ball FighterZ. All of the games shown off during the showcase were actually very nice. I have no complaints about any of them. Even that Overcooked game, mainly just because I don't know what it is. I'm sure it's fun. I'm gonna stop railing on it. It could actually be a lot of fun, and I just have no idea. And that was it. Oh, yeah, I guess there was talks about one more game. A new Smash Bros! Yes. Nintendo spent the majority of their entire presentation talking all about the new Smash Bros. Ultimate game. They've revealed that literally all of the previous characters are going to be making a return, and we're even getting a few new ones, including Ridley. Yes. Ridley. And how does the internet repay? They complain about Waluigi. That's what they do. That's what they do. You give people an inch and they walk a mile. I have no words. You know who I really feel bad for the most is Sakurai. This poor man. He is doing everything he can to finally cater to you guys so that you stop bothering him and just leave him alone. The man wanted to create a party game, and this is what you did to him. He even put Ridley in there, and you respond with, "But Waluigi, though." Look, for all you know, he could still add that later on. He obviously hears the cries of the internet and the complaints over apparently nerfing Solid Snake's butt. You know, because this is apparently the real news. Everything going on in the world, but Snake's butt. This is the serious stuff. They are clearly trying to cater to the Melee fan base with this one. Which I guess is a wise move, since you still see Melee talked about at things like EVO, even now, even though I think everyone else would like to move on from it if they can, and this looks like the way to do it. You'll be able to use GameCube controllers. The adapters that were designed for Wii U already work for Switch. I already tried it with mine, works perfectly. Can't wait to use it for this game too, including all of the previous stages and characters. Again, another plus. I mean, what else is there to say? It lives up to its ultimate name already. This is the system seller. And I know it's easy to complain about the fact that they spent the majority of the conference talking about this. I'm not surprised that some people are bothered by it, but you also can't be surprised that they did it either. If you saw the internet last year during the previous E3, every single comment was, "But where's Smash? What about Smash? When are we going to hear about Smash? Can we see Smash? You know, don't just show us a trailer. Give us real gameplay for Smash." So they did that. They responded. That's exactly what this was here. Could the whole thing have been longer? Could they have talked about other games and stuff? Sure. Did they have more to show off that they weren't telling us about? Possibly not. I mean, it's really hard to say. This may be all that they have to show us. Just like last year, they revealed Bayonetta 3 and they revealed Metroid Prime 4. They didn't have any gameplay to show us yet. It looks like they just still don't, I guess. And I can live with that. It's better than getting a sudden surprise Final Fantasy VII Remake announcement only to find out that it's still never coming anytime this century. Still hurts. So, to talk about E3 as a whole this year, I think there were a lot of improvements in places that I haven't seen in quite a few years. Microsoft obviously ramped up their game quite a bit. EA was EA. They didn't really do anything too special, and they somehow managed to make Anthem seem even more boring to me than it should have. That has me a little worried. Ubisoft ended up being one of the better presentations this year. I'd probably put them also in the top 3. Sony was disappointing as far as the presentation was concerned, but I can't deny that all of the games they showed off were excellent, and that I'm not looking forward to every single one of those games. Nintendo is in a similar boat. They didn't really show off many games, but with the exception of that Overcooked game that I don't know about, pretty much everything else they showed off looks amazing. So maybe I'll purposely check out that game too, just in good faith, because everything else seems to be a really nice quality product that's coming out. And the Switch has been excellent for ports and for new games and everything else. It looks like this really is going to be the direction for handhelds in the future, which is kind of a shame for the 3DS. I still have and love my 3DS, but it doesn't look like Nintendo wants to carry that torch around much anymore. You don't see many new games come out for it. You just see Switch announcements now. So I think their direction's pretty clear. Square Enix definitely wins for the most disappointing. I think that's safe to say for me and many other people. It's the only one I would put below EA, because at least EA actually had some good new things to show us, even if the conference itself wasn't anything special. But nothing really blew me away about it at all. They didn't show off much of anything that we didn't already know existed or was in the works. It was nice to see a Dragon Quest trailer. It was nice to see a little bit more of Kingdom Hearts 3 thrown into a trailer that we already saw most of, but it was there. I'm sorry, Square, you weren't a standout for me this time. This is clearly not 2015 anymore. Again, Sony, as I said, had very, very severe presentation problems. I hope in the future that they decide to just keep everyone in the same place. While I'm sure it was interesting for the audience to have that little journey between one stage to another, it was really taxing on the audience, and it just felt like Sony was trying to toot their own horn with that. That was kind of a downer for me. I'm happy that things resumed and picked up after that. And again, every game trailer looked awesome. I don't really take part in the who won E3 thing every year. I hate that kind of competition. I hate I hate a lot of competition in general, I'll be honest with you. If I did have to declare a winner of E3, you know, it would probably be Capcom. In all seriousness, Capcom snuck out there with the Devil May Cry 5 trailer. They snuck out with the Resident Evil 2 remake trailer. Just about everything they put out was really, really quality stuff that I'm looking forward to, probably more than just about anything else that was shown off. Well, except for maybe Cyberpunk, but who the heck knows when we're going to see that. So, I guess I'm going to sum it all up with that. Overall, good conference. Really good. Pretty vast improvements over the last couple of years, I'd say. I think 2015 was the last time I felt really energized from an E3, and this may be the first time in a long time I went out with that same kind of feeling again. So it's good to see that companies are actually listening to us when we talk about the things we want to see in these presentations. I just hope that they don't go too over their head again in the future. I'm seeing Sony make some mistakes that I saw Microsoft make not long ago, and I don't want to see them switch places. I just want to see them all do well, because healthy competition can be a good thing. If one side is just dominating and doing whatever they feel like as a result of it, that's not quite as fun. I just want to keep the fun going in that realm. The good part of capitalism, you know? And that's going to do it for me. So thank you all for watching. Let me know your overall thoughts on E3 below in the comments as well, and I'll talk to you all again soon. Take care.